Greetings and salutations, YouTubers. This is Zillafan85, back today with my newest video, doing another figure review. And for today, I figured since last time I reviewed my Megalon Gashapon figure, well, let's go ahead and review none other than the kaiju slash mecha that he faced in the film Godzilla vs. Megalon, and that of course being my Jet Jaguar Gashapon figure. Oh yeah, and this one I was really happy when I got a hold of him, which I did get him many years ago, but definitely one that I was very happy to add to my collection because I love Jet Jaguar, always have ever since I first saw the film. Like I said, 1973's Godzilla vs. Megalon. Just an awesome robot, awesome mecha. One that always stood out to me ever since I was a kid. I love that grin that he's got on his face there. I always call it the Jack Nicholson grin. That's what it kind of reminds me of. And he was just so cool, and I loved how he teamed up with Godzilla in the film to take on the duo of Megalon and Gigan. I'm not going to get too much into the film since I kind of talked about it a bit last time, but that's what it was noted for. The one thing I didn't point out last time, which I figured I was going to point out reviewing this guy, was the fact that film was originally going to be a Jet Jaguar movie itself and not include Godzilla. So Jet Jaguar would have taken on Megalon, etc., etc. But they decided, Toho, that being decided that they, because of Godzilla's presence, that it would be a lot more marketable to throw him into the film, which they kind of did last minute, and that's why a lot of people noted that Goji suit, the Megaro Goji, as it's called. That one in particular just seems like it was kind of quickly put together because the previous suit was too far deteriorated. So it is something that does kind of show. Sorry about that, just knocked the table a bit. But anyways, though, that suit, though, they did improve upon it, the next couple movies after, and then it became one of my favorites from there, which is kind of funny. But nonetheless, though, on to Jet Jaguar himself. Like I said, a mecha. He's got some pretty cool abilities. He was created by the scientist in the film, who lived with. I don't know if the kid was his brother or his son. I don't know if it was ever really implied, but anyways, the two of them, and then his friend, the race car driver, and so he was the inventor of Jet Jaguar and the people of Seatopia who were trying to take revenge against the surface dwellers on Earth, for all the atomic tests and whatnot that they said were destroying their country under the sea, Seatopia, of course. So they wanted to actually kidnap the inventor because they thought that not only did they want to take control of Jet Jaguar to use in their plans because he was able to give Megalon signals to direct him for his attacks on Earth, but also they were hoping to maybe create like an army of Jet Jaguars essentially to unleash upon the humans. So it was pretty cool. But nonetheless, though, obviously the inventor gets back control of Jet Jaguar after the Seatopians took control over him, and then, he goes and gets Godzilla, and then engages Megalon in combat, and Gigan shows up after the Seatopians call out to Nebula Space Hunter M. So Jet Jaguar is facing the two of them, losing, and then Godzilla shows up and evens up the battle, and it's just definitely the best part of the movie. The movie itself is not my favorite show, a Godzilla film, but certainly certain elements, that battle scene and everything, that I did love, and of course Jet Jaguar. So nonetheless, on to the figure review itself, though. Here we start with the paint, and I think for Gashapon figure, this is one that I think they did a really nice job with. Just trying to make sure that my camera stays in focus. So they got that silver, he's got that silver face there. That's done very well, that signature Jet Jaguar face with those sort of like metallic blue eyes that he's got. Those look really good. He's got the blue on like his neck down to it, on the top part there, the neck into the shoulder area. there, and he's got the blue by the elbows there, as you can see, and then of course the blue on the lower part of the legs here, and then of course you got too that sort of reddish color, like a light red that he's got up there on his chest, along with the silver, and then of course the shoulders themselves have that sort of orangish, yellowish, orangish color. He's a pretty colorful looking mech, I must say, but I do like it a lot. Then of course he's got the yellowish orangish down here in the abdomens into the waist, and then of course more of that reddish color there, as you guys can see. Nice way that they blended it along with the silver that he's got kind of mixed in there, as you see on the chest and abs and on the arms. Very well done. And of course down into the legs, how they all kind of fold off, and this is pretty darn accurate to how it was in the movie. So the legs, as you can see there, and then of course into the and down here on the kneecaps, where he's got that yellowish orangish color, and then into wears into the bit of the silver, and then into the blue, and then the blue combines on like almost like his boots or whatever on his feet there, with that nice little pattern. It looks really, really cool. I really, really like it. So again, you can kind of look over him. Very, very nicely done with the color scheme on this. Again, I think that they did a really nice job on this figure here. And especially so, Gashapon figure, very, very well done. And then, of course, as far as the detail goes, you've got like the bolts and notches here that he's got on his head with that pointy head that he's got. Like I said, that Jack Nicholson grin that I love about Jet Jaguar that he's got. Sorry, I'm trying to focus it here for you. Oh gosh, I absolutely love that. Wait till they get a load of me. Sorry. Anyway, though, and then of course you got the sort of line segments, those flaps that he got in that blue color here, and of course, like I said, the patterns that he's got with the paint scheme mixed in, and very well detailed here. Like I said, this is pretty movie accurate. Very nicely done for a Gashapon figure. Again, the line segmentations on the arms, as you guys can see there, on the that waist area that he's got, along with that Jet Jaguar symbol. Got very nicely detailed there, very nicely sculpted. Of course, onto the back part, as you can see here with the detailing. Again, all the line segmentations and the patterns that he's got, all the bolts on the back of his head, this and that. And of course, down onto the legs here, you've got that. You got the Toho trademarks there, the 1973. You know, and of course, Gashapon made by Bandai, so these are part of their line, the Gashapon figures, just an FYI. But anyways, though, then more of that line segmentation on the lower parts of the legs there, along with that pattern scheme, like I said, on his boots there. So very, very nicely done here. Absolutely awesome detail on this guy. I love it. I was really, really glad when I added him to my collection. And other than that, we look at articulation. But again, a Gashapon figure, as I always point out, really not much. I mean, or hardly anything, if at all. You can kind of move the arms a little bit. But again, though, there's something that pops into place, as you can see. So don't really know if it's intended to be moved. Same thing with the head, and you see as you kind of rotate it that it kind of comes out. So I wouldn't really recommend it too much. The legs, you can sort of rotate a little bit to put them, in different sort of battle-ready poses. So a little bit if you can kind of get away with rotating them, but again, Gashapon figures are not really meant for articulation, so I wouldn't recommend it too much. But other than that, though, that pretty much does cover it. Again, this is Gashapon minifigure, so it's only a few inches tall, and it's pretty common. It's standard size Bandai counterpart figure. That's pretty rare, especially that movie Monsters one, which I did get a hold of in the recent months, and I was really happy about that. I'm going to review that in the future, and that's a great figure as well, I think. But if you're looking for a you know, a cheaper route, a less expensive route, these guys are pretty common. You can find them on eBay and whatnot. And just like when I mentioned about my Megalon Gashapon figure, should be within the range, I would say, of $10 to $20. I really haven't been seeing it for much higher than that. So again, an affordable way to get a hold of a Jet Jaguar figure, and as long as you're okay with it being, you know, Gashapon, then I definitely recommend this. I think they did a really nice job. You know, very well detailed, very well sculpted and painted. You know, just a hit all around. I love it. So anyways though, folks, I think that does about cover it for this video. I definitely would like to thank you so much for watching. If you would like to subscribe, please feel free to do so. If you would like to like and or comment on any of my videos, please feel free to do so as well. And just remember, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, you be good to yourselves, and sayonara.